Welcome to Narrowboat the Jamesville. Hope you're well, thanks for joining me. I need to clad the side of this dinette now, all the way around to there. I don't really think, I was going to put a door on this side here, but I don't think I'm going to bother now because that's going to look quite nice with the curve going around there. I've still got to put a door on this unit here. So I think to access this area is going to have to be through this door here, like there will be on that side there. So I just need a curve going round there, round to there, and then I can cut the door out once it's all been made. And then I'm going to have a straight bit going across there and then another curve. So I've got some off cut. I think this is from, I don't know what this is from, the wall maybe. Anyway, so I'm going to mark that up now and do that in 3 bits. Right, let's get cracking. Right, for the dinette edge, I'm going to use this bit here. There's a bit of a blemish there in the timber, so I'm going to cut it there and start it there. Goes 125, and then I'll rip down the length and get it pretty much to the right height. I quite like this pattern here, which is going to be on this bend here. I think that's going to look really nice when the varnish is on it. So I'll cut these 2 bits to length, and then I can work out where the first bend needs to be. Right, I now need to hog out all of this material here to take the first bend. Right, I've routed out these 2 bits here. I can offer it up. Oh. Whoa, that was literally millimetre perfect, but that was a little bit more by luck rather than judgment. Okay, cool. So you can see in here what's happened to that curve there, because obviously it just pulls it in. So I'm going to cut myself a couple of strips of 5.5mm ply and kind of wedge them down there, and hopefully it will just make that bend a little bit more accurate. Right, now I'm starting to put it together and seeing the timber for what it is. I kind of don't really want to put a door in that, so I'm thinking I might access the contents of this, so the locker there, by pulling out a piece which sits in there. That one there, where I'm not going to be able to kind of access because it's going to have the big curved back bit on it, that will be accessed through that cupboard there. So that one's easy. That one's easy without ruining the look of that. These ones here are always going to be accessed from taking those off, which is just taking off that cushion there. And then this one here would probably have to do the same and lift it all out, and then I can make this nice without putting a door in it. So yeah, I think that'll be the plan. But I've got to put on some battens now along the floor to give that something to anchor to. I've put in some supports at the bottom, and I've put in an upright there, and I've put in a few spacers. I don't know if you can see them down there. There you go. Got a few spacers down there. So now I'm just going to glue it all up. I can screw it right at the bottom because there'll be trim at the bottom, which will conceal the screw holes, and then glue the rest of it. And then I can trim it down once it's in place, because it's pretty fine to do that. So once it's all glued up, I'll be able to sand it back so it's nice and flush with that. Right, we're all glued up and spray foamed up. Let's get this on. Yeah, I'm happy with that pattern on there. That's nice. I feel like it's a little bit too nice to make doors in, so I'm happy with my access route from the top there. I'm now risking my fingers to make a piece of sapele trim to fit in that little bit there. It's a tad tricky, this one, but I think I've got the right thickness of sapele. Just need to trim it down to size now. stain it and then glue it in. Right, I managed to rip down a 8x4 board in here, which is quite useful to know. I've had to use my little Art Deco-y thing there, but okay, now I can cut this down. I've overcut it. I couldn't obviously get a my track saw along this, so I've used that with a jigsaw. Quite a decent cut, to be honest, but obviously I've left myself a bit tolerant, so I'll trim that down. This is for both sides, I think, so this is for the straight bit and the curve. I've now put some supports in around the bottom of this next bit here and the uprights in the corner. What I need to do is now cut out and route out this bit here to put in that curve. Right, this is the board to go around that bit there. I've now got to hog out that material there. Let me see if I've got this right. In West Sussex, I have a couple of subscribers, and they have friends who live in Berkhamsted, and they've said to those friends, whose names are Gordon and Angela, how come I've never seen you on the narrowboat that James built? Because he's in Berkhamsted, you're in Berkhamsted, how come we've never seen you on the TV? The main reason for it is because I tend not to put up everyone that walks past the boat, otherwise it'd be a channel, nothing else but that. But just for you guys in West Sussex, here are Gordon and Angela walking past my boat. See ya, cheers guys. Well, now that's dealt with, I can sand back this bit that I've just routed out, clean it up and check that the bend works. Yeah, it's a little bit stiff still, that all needs to come off. Yeah, that bend is fine. Right. Let's clean it up now with a bit of 150. Right, that's good. This is kind of hard to work out now. I think I'll probably just have to take little bits off at a time until it fits. Yeah, okay. I think the track saw will be the quickest way to do that. Well, that fitted quite nicely. I am loving the pattern in that. That is so nice. So I need to put those spacers in there. You see it just needs kind of puffing out a little bit, fill that with spray foam. That's what I've done on this one here, and it kind of feels pretty good, feels pretty kind of solid, so I'm fairly confident of that. And then I can obviously get that all pinned in properly, and then I can get this one cut. And I'm hoping once this piece is cut, it's going to work quite nicely, because I cut the right ends off this one, so that will hopefully match up with that one. Right, that's the best fit I can get. That gap there will be eclipsed by this board coming down here. But on that side there, it's quite a nice fit. Around the bend is okay. So I'm going to glue this up now. I can now let that go off for a little bit and turn my attention to this one here. Then I reckon the dinette is going to be looking kind of a little bit more complete, certainly from this angle. Then I can start thinking about the tops. That's a really nice fit, but I particularly like how the grain pattern kind of continues from that board to that board. Time to get the front piece on. I'm moving down to spend the weekend with the goat boat, and I'm picking up a subscriber on the way. Here he is. Stuart here has bought tickets for the raffle to win this boat, so he's getting a bit of lock tuition. Right, now I've moved the boats with Stuart's help down to the goat boat, which I'm sure is going to get busier when the weather clears up. The food is absolutely delicious. Actually, let me show you. Let me show you what they sell, because it is so good. It's lovely. So if you happen to chance upon the goat boat on your travels, then I seriously recommend them. Anyway, what I was going to say is Travis Perkins is just over there, the other side of the bridge, and I need to make all the inlays now for the dinette. But what I'm thinking of doing is that piece there, that one there is not going to be removable. The back bit of these two aren't going to be removable. I just want to access kind of the front bits there. That one there's not, that one there is. So what I'm thinking is, to save me some timber, is to use as much off-cut 9mm as I can, double up with it, so it creates 18mm basically, and then I might have to buy a bit of 18mm to make some inlays for there. That's my plan anyways. Okay, first up I need to rip this length of 18mm ply down so I can make up all the internal supports for the ply boards to rest on. Right, now I am kind of really in the thick of making the dinette. I can turn my attention, well certainly a bit of my thinking, towards the dinette table, which I have got an idea in mind for a dinette table. It will be using epoxy resin. That's kind of the only bit I'll give away. But now I can start to work out the dimensions of the table. Now kind of the dinette is mostly kind of the shape of it's all been formed. So I'll be turning my attention to that in the next couple of days. But in the meantime, back to this sketchy cutting. Got a few of those cuts are pretty sketchy when there's not much meat to grip onto. But I think most of those battens are now cut. Cutting all of those battens has created a vast amount of dust. My Hoover bag is full, and I'll show you my little cheat for getting 3 or 4 uses out of a Hoover bag from Screwfix. Make a hole in the bottom of this. Kind of can be quite generous, so you're going to stick it back together with some duct tape. Obviously it's quite mucky this, but the very purpose of doing it is that you've got more capacity to hoover up, so kind of doesn't matter. Okay, that'll do. And I've got loads more uses out of that now. Well, at least one. There we go, that's looking better. Now I can go about cutting up all these battens and starting to get all this in place. Right, now I've started putting in some of these battens all around these openings here. I've decided I need to reinforce this one here because the back bit of the dinette is going to be fixed. So to access this I need to take out the cushion, and therefore this back bit here needs to be pretty much fixed. Whereas this I'll be able to open. So I've made these kind of friction fix. I can't really kind of route or get out much of this timber to kind of fit it in any other way. So I'm just going to screw them in. But it's quite nice using a mallet every now and then because it makes you realise you've got it quite nice and tight. Okay, the internal battens have all been put in, so I can start to make the tops. So that one, that one, that one and that one are all going to be fixed in. I've got so much offcut of this 9mm, so I really kind of want to use it. I know there'll be other parts of the boat build that will require it, but I've got like some big sheets here. Obviously these are too big, but all of this is off cut, all of that is off cut, so it's going to be much more beneficial to me if I can make use of some of this. Right, time to put the boards in. I've cut these out, 2 bits of 9mm, which I will laminate together. But for the moment, that works well. Excellent. Good. Good. Yeah, that's all fine. Right, these 4 bits here I'm going to make up of 9mm laminated ply as well to make 18mm, and then I'll either hinge them or just have drop down lids, I'm not sure yet. Then the base of the dinette, so this bit here, which is going to be the big curved bit, which is going to come all the way around here and then around to that bit there, that's all going to be fixed to the walls and back like that. The base of the actual main cushion is going to have, I don't know, 5.5mm ply base to it, so that will sit on all of this as well. So it's going to be quite nice and flat and level, which is good. I need to kind of pare that back so it's all nice and flush, but I'll do that tomorrow. But yeah, I'm well chuffed with how this has gone. Makes it kind of a much more like sorted area. I can put stuff away in it, and I can use it as a workbench as well, which is ideal. So tomorrow my plan is to make those 4. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, take care. Bye bye.